never submit. You got stand power, stronger than cement. Trust me, all the hard times I ever seen. You got a high purpose, high calling. Even when you alone, you're still important. It might seem impossible, but just keep moving forward. It's not the destination, the journey is rewarded. Don't be a worrier, be a warrior. You'll be the winner at the end of the story, victorious. Doesn't matter where you start, you can win. Doesn't matter where you from, you can win. Doesn't matter if it's hard, you can win. You can win, you can win. You might have lost before, but you can win. When your back's against the wall, you can win. When it's 1 against 1,000, you can win. You can win, you can win. You might have You are stronger than your fears and setbacks, never forget that. Nothing on this earth can overpower you. You got the strength to power through, living truth. Dig in the roots, better boost. Dig deep in your soul, you got a lot to use. A lot to lose now, you can never lose if you never quit. Overwhelmed and submerged, but you never submit. You got stand power, stronger than cement. Trust me, all the hard times I ever seen. You got a high purpose, high calling. Even when you alone, you're still important. It might seem impossible, but just keep moving forward. It's not the destination, the journey is rewarded. Don't be a worrier, be a warrior. You'll be the winner at the end of the story, victorious. Doesn't matter where you start, you can win. Doesn't matter where you're from, you can win. Doesn't matter if it's hard, you can win. You can win, you can win. You might have lost before, but you can win. When your back's against the wall, you can win. When it's 1 against 1,000, you can win. You can win, you can win. You are stronger than your fears and setbacks, never forget that. Nothing on this earth can overpower you. You got the strength to power through, living truth. Dig in the roots, better boost. Dig deep in your soul, you got a lot to use. A lot to lose now, you can never lose if you never quit. Overwhelmed and submerged, but you never submit. You got stand power, stronger than cement. Trust me, all the hard times I ever seen. You got a high purpose, high calling. Even when you alone, you're still important. It might seem impossible, but just keep moving forward. It's not the destination, the journey is rewarded. Don't be a worrier, be a warrior. You'll be the winner at the end of the story, victorious. Doesn't matter where you start, you can win. Doesn't matter where you're from, you can win. Doesn't matter if it's hard, you can win. You can win, you can win. You might have lost before, but you can win. When your back's against the wall, you can win. When it's 1 against 1,000, you can win. You can win, you can win. You are stronger than your fears and setbacks, never forget that. Nothing on this earth can overpower you. You got the strength to power through, living truth. Dig in the roots, better boost. Dig deep in your soul, you got a lot to use. A lot to lose now, you can never lose if you never quit. Overwhelmed and submerged, but you never submit. You got stand power, stronger than cement. Trust me, all the hard times I ever seen. You got a high purpose, high calling. Even when you alone, you're still important. It might seem impossible, but just keep moving forward. It's not the destination, the journey is rewarded. Don't be a worrier, be a warrior. You'll be the winner at the end of the story, victorious. Doesn't matter where you start, you can win.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition, exciting edition of the Walking This Way's Impact Wars podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Furman Jackson Jr. We're broadcast out of DFW, Dallas Fort Worth, Texas metropolitan area. I want to thank everybody for continuing rocking with us, supporting us since day one as we live stream every Tuesday, every Wednesday, every Saturday, as we want to make sure we bring y'all the best positive, uplifting, hard-hitting content with our guests here on a weekly basis. You know how I do. I love to have extraordinary people who doing extraordinary things. They turn their dreams into reality. And I have one of my guests that actually living out her dream and doing music and making things happen. And that's what it's all about, right? So we always want to applaud them, celebrate with them, and doing the things that they love to do, doing the thing they set out to do, set out the thing they want to accomplish. So that's what it's all about. Also, I want to give a big shout out to my lovely co-host out of Miami, Florida, in her absence, the Kingdom Chick herself, Miss Nancy C, out of Miami, Florida. I just want to give her a big shout out. And also, I want to give a very, very special shout out to my next partner, my label mate, my tag team partner, Loha, as we get ready to launch a new podcast here in the DFW titled Just Saying. So be on the lookout for that coming soon. So I want to give her a big shout out as well. But most importantly, I want to thank everybody again for continuing supporting us and being here with us. And once again, I'm very excited to have our guests on here out of Oakland, California. Reached out to, we network with each other. Networking is always important, ladies and gentlemen. It's always good to network on social media. Especially with people that's doing something positive. They are serious about their business. And we were talking about this on the show the other day. When you be serious, that's when God make things happen for you. And like I said, reached out to her. She glad herself. And I just want to thank Shay for taking time with her productive sketch. She's a recording artist out of Oakland, California. Once again, thank you, ma'am, for coming on here. I know you're a very productive woman. Thank you for squeezing me in on your schedule. We want to introduce yourself. We're gonna be talking about music, how you got started. We know music is part of our culture. We know music is part of history. But just go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience here on the Walking This Way's Impact Voice podcast.
Hello, all. I'm Keisha Love. I have been dubbed as of lately because one of my songs, The Real Miss Parker, and from Oakland, California, born and raised Oakland, California, Bay Area. I did do what I call my stint in Dallas DFW for about 4 years, right before COVID. I moved back to the Bay right before COVID. Love both places as always. Dallas always have showed me love. I can't say that.
Man, awesome sauce. And like I said, I love people who take risks. I love people who know what, it's all or nothing. I only got one life to live, and we don't want to live in regret. And I can tell you're an individual who do not want to live in regret. And you're doing music. You are a recording artist. And just take us to the humble beginnings, how this all originated, how it all started. Do you come from a musical background? Do you are your family members in music? Or are you the only one that's in music?
I'm the only one. I've just always been one of those that and it's just not music alone, it's just the entertainment side of everything, where it comes from acting or dancing, musically, all of that. My whole time in doing this, I've always said that I really don't consider myself a singer. I'm an entertainer. I entertain. So, and that's in every aspect of it. I've been doing, the story always goes back that your parents force you to be at church and sing in church. That's where, it all started. But I didn't ultimately go directly into music. I grew up in the hip hop era, back when it was more about dancing, when we actually did dance. So I grew up in that era where it was more about the, dance and teams and the groups and things of that, mostly through high school. It wasn't until my early 20s that I got back into singing, because I got around people that did sing. And so I got back around and singing around that time. And it's always a love. I still do everything else, but the music right now is kind of my gateway to everything else.
Awesome. And we know that, like I said, music is part of our culture. We know music plays a role. You can have uplifting, up tempo, upbeat. You have people who go to the gym, they work out with music. You have people when they clean up their house, they have music on, parties get together, or even have that moment where you go down memory lane. But we know music always plays a role in our culture. And like you said, you know, we in the era now where things change. I like the old school stuff, and it's some new age stuff is cool, but I'm so used to the old school stuff, you know, storytelling, the lyrics. Now we hear more like a lot of mumbo jumbo. What are you saying?
I am a 90s R&B girl. That, you know, if you listen to a lot of my music, that's where it'll kind of grasp you at, is 90s R&B, because that's the time that I grew up in, is 90s R&B. So my music is going to basically come from that era.
Awesome. And that's one of my questions I want to ask you. Like, what sparked your musical passion? What artist inspired you to step off into entertainment?
I mean, I can't necessarily say that any particular artist got me to stop, because like I said, I come from dancing and hip hop.
Right.
You know, back when they had the groups, that the Big Daddy Kanes, that had the dancers dancing behind them, the Heavy D had the dancers. So I came from that era where it was all about the energy and music that you can move and dance to. And it's kind of almost like that the same way with music, because I had my stint of, even before I started recording, I had my stint of being a part of Motown groups, you know, singing old school stuff and doing things of that nature. So I think for me, musically, I tend to vocally go more to that style of soul music. Then, you know, the R&B neo soul kind of vibe of it. But it's look, I tell everybody all the time, I'm gonna be Tina Turner when I grow up. I'm just saying. So, because she was an entertainer. That's
Right.
if I can put myself in the same genre of someone that is like the entertainment wise, that's who I would say that I resonate with, because she didn't just sing, she entertained. You have other singers, they sing and they do well at it. But I'm more of like, you got to have it all around and be an entertainer all around, give a show, you know, on all aspects of it. So I would always say Tina Turner, my girl, because she's an entertainer. And if I had to go with anybody, that's who I'm going with.
But you know what? And that's what's about. 'Cause as you were talking, Shay, made me think about giving the people their time's worth and giving the people their money's worth. Like you mentioned, Tina Turner was an entertainer. It's all
Right.
about putting people in them seats. It's all about people buying your, because at the end of the day, you're not selling music, you're selling yourself.
Exactly.
And the music is the byproduct, but if they see you're giving your all,
Right.
it's like, okay, I gotta get behind this individual. I gotta get behind this person, because they're actually blood, sweat, and tears. And we have some artists who just completely just lazy and don't want to just put in the work. But in order for you to really be successful in this business, you're gonna have to put in the groundwork. So what you say about that as you being in this industry?
I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I've always been more about what my show is going to be than the music that I'm doing. And I'm one of those people, I say, read a room. You got to read a room. You got to know who you're performing for. So that's the other thing. It's the same way with DJs, and you have to read the room to know who you're performing for, because when it comes down to it, it's a performance that people are there to have a good time at. And you can have the worst of music, you have the best of music. Everybody likes what they like. You're going to have people that like some stuff, people that don't like stuff. But as long as you're entertaining, or as they say, the party is going on, people are enjoying themselves and enjoying the whole show of what they're basically engaging with.
Right. And that's what it's all about. And big shout out to Nancy. She just tagged in. So big shout out to her. Thank you, Nancy. What's going on with you?
Good. Everything good.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. So thank you for timing in with us as well. And like I said, I do have one of your videos. I have it pulled up on the screen, of course. And the name of the song is Breathless. Right? I said, help me. Okay, Breathless. I did watch the video, and it does has that 90s vibe to it. So we're gonna play it here on Walking These Ways Impact Plus podcast. And after that, we're gonna jump right back into our Q&A section.
Hello.
You still in the bed? Put her on speakerphone.
What?
Are you still tripping out for him?
Whatever.
We're already here waiting on you.
You gotta give me like 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
All right. Hey, somebody at my door.
All right. Bye.
I'm having problems breathing from all these emotions that I feel. Everything about you excites me. From the way you smile to the way you speak, your breath on my skin like you're touching me. You move me, you elate me. Keep thinking of this be real. You're alluring, so enticing. Affect the way I feel. You put a spark in me, you excite me. You make my world stand still. You're making me hot, you're making me wet, you're making me move, you make me go. Tell me life. You got me so.
How you doing? Good to see you.
Fine, how are you? You know your table ready, so y'all good. Can you, thank you. Y'all don't go in here and have really?
Oh, my bad. I apologize.
You always trying to, come on, y'all, be so crazy.
There's no VIP for y'all, okay? Each one of y'all, please, that's $20. Please, please.
So I can see the way you look at me. Do you want me as much as I want you? Want you? Boy, you make me so excited. With your chest on me, my legs on you, hands on waist while I'm kissing you. You move me, you elate me. Keep thinking of this be real. You're alluring, so enticing. Affect the way I feel. You put a spark in me, you excite me. You make my world stand still. You're making me hot, you're making me wet, you're making me move, you make me go. You got me like, you got me like, you got me like, you got me so. You got me so breathless. You look so good, feel so good, you got me like, you got me breathless. I like the way you make me feel when you're with me. I can't stop the way I feel inside. The things that you do to me, I can hardly breathe. You're making me. Oh, you look so good, feel so good, feel so good. You got me breathless. You make me. You got me like, I'm so. You got me so breathless. You look so good, feel so good. You got me like, you got me breathless.
Okay, let me see. Put us back in. Let me see. Let what I did. Let me see. What did I do? Hold on.
I'll have to go back in.
Playing with this. Let me see. Ah, there you go. Hold on. What Nancy went to? Okay, there you go. We're back. Hold on. All right. What Nancy went to? She was there. What she went to? There she go. All right, we back. We're back. Okay. No, hey, I'm playing. Hey, this is my first time ever trying doing something like this. Hold on. So just bear with me. Just bear with me. All right, there we go. There we go. So we're back here on the Walking This Ways Impact Boys podcast. Let's talk about the video. The storyline. Let's talk about the storyline. What was the concept of the song and just storyline? Now, at the end of the day, everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to be in love, and everybody wants to be with that person that you love each other. You're vibing. You're on one accord, and just to display. So, what was the just give us the storyline of the song.
So, Breathless, it's crazy to say, was one of my first songs that I wrote that I really kind of got into what they say, get into your feelings. I've done previous songs before that, but it was kind of just writing a song. This one I actually sat with my producer while he was making the track and feeling what the whole process of it, of what the hook is going to be, what the song was going to be. And I always tell people it's hard for me to just write off, like most people do, because I'm not one of those type of people who can write off of negativity.
Gotcha.
We have our artists out there that they do that best. We're gonna give it to our Mary J. Bliges and stuff that can do that music and make it hit hard. I'm more of the what was good between me and that person type of thing, and the good energy, the good vibe of the songs most of the time. And so with this one, with Breathless, it's like when you into somebody like that, they can make you breathless. We're breathless in the sense of short of words. When people say you get tongue tied, you don't really have much to say because you just in the vibe with them type of thing. Mm-hmm. And so that's really the whole thing behind Breathless, is you vibing with somebody so much, not too much has to be said.
All right. How important is it to vibe? Just the energy, because because the energy part plays a role. Just like the relationship, we have to learn how to relate before it comes into it, before we get onto the ship.
Oh yes.
And that's the purpose of relating to one another and learning to vibe and learning to be each other's best friend. And a lot of people have missed that concept of, okay, we got to learn how to be each other's best friend. We got to learn how to bond. We have to learn how to feed off each other, know each other on a more intimate way. And when I say intimate, I'm not talking about sex, because people hear anything talk about sex, but intimate is just the embrace. Just to enjoy one another's company and things like that. So do you feel like we're missing more of that vibe and just that bonding when it comes to the opposite sex?
I feel I think it's with dealing with any type of relationship, may it be with a male, may it be with a friend. You have to we always use this thing, protect your energy. Do not let anyone get you to a point where you're acting out of character. Even in relationships, it's like you can't really have that true bond with someone unless y'all still on the same wavelength. Y'all energy got to be there. You got to be able to be around this person. And that's that whole thing of building friendships with people that you're going to be in a relationship with. It's like, after sex, what is there? When it comes to that point, is that all you have? It's like, after that, what is there? And if you can't really truly have a conversation with a person, I always take it back to them days, if you remember when you was in high school and sex wasn't even there yet, but you would sit up talking on the phone all day and fall asleep on the phone.
Right.
Because this was actually your friend and y'all would just talk about, like, it's like getting back to that sense of you can talk and communicate with this person. You can do things with this person. And it's not even anything on that type of level, that intimate level, what you're saying of you guys' energy is there and you vibing, where you can get to that level. Because I'm a firm believer of sex is sex, what they say, but without some type of connection, is it really truly there like that?
Right.
You know, I think I had that conversation, and I think it was a song that I had that conversation. It was like, have you ever dealt with somebody that you was emotionally into and you believed the sex was great, and then y'all stopped messing with each other for whatever reason, you didn't like each other, it ended bad, and then down the line, you know, you ran into this person and you remembered it was great, and then you tried, was like, that was trash. because that thing, I'm just saying, because that thing,
Right.
you were emotionally into that person. That's why, one of the reasons why it was great like that. And then when you wasn't, it just wasn't. So it's like you have to think of that. And that's that whole having that energy with somebody and that vibe with somebody, that it can be that great with somebody in a physical manner, in a mental manner, in an emotional manner, to get to that point with someone that you have that vibe with. And it's kind of like with the whole thing of my song Breathless, it's like you making me, I got that vibe with you in that sense, that is not, it's even before the physical aspect of it. It's I'm vibing with you in that way where I want to be around. I always say, if you have a feeling without the sexual aspect of it, that you just want to be around that person, you want to, you know, if you don't talk to that person, you like, well, you weren't like, what's going on? I just was trying to check on you. And you do that with your friends. And that's why I say, if you don't have a friendship with a person, then what truly is it? Because if I can feel that way about my homegirls or my homeboys, where I'm really truly wanting to know if they doing good, I should be that same way with you. And if we're not communicating like that, then something's not there.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. It's like what are we together for?
Right.
You know, what's the purpose of being here? Are we investing time with each other, or are we just wasting each other's time? And we got a lot of
Exactly.
people who are in these wasted time situations, almost a relationship, but situations
Mhm.
where it deprive them of experiencing that love, that principle, and not just emotions. Because we know emotion can lead us astray.
Right.
One minute I can love you, next minute I don't love you, and I'm basing it off of emotions. But knowing, okay, this is where I want to be at. I chose to be here. I want to be here, and not feeling like you being a burden, but
Right.
it should be liberty when we together. It should be that total freedom when we are together, where we can don't have to walk around eggshells. Some people have to walk around with eggshells,
Oh, we all been there.
and we all been there. And you know how you feel on the inside, but you don't want to express how you feel because of whatever the case may be. But to be able to be open with each other, having these conversations where we talk about the deep things, like, okay, I want to know you and I want to know of you. I want to know about. We should get to that point of knowing each other. In other words, bring the best out of each other. Like, I want to unleash you, just like you want to unleash me, and I don't want to handcuff you, but get to that intimate part of
Right.
that and making things happen. That's how I look at it, because we haven't tapped into it yet. I believe it's just layers of it all and just having that fun. But Nancy, you want to chime in?
I think this generation has lost romance, has lost being, romantic and taking things slow and just being friends and, just getting to know each other and just being, cordial and flowers and candy and all that's been lost in this generation, I believe. And I think they should be bringing it back.
Well, no, they
They
say they
make it
call you
too
a
easy.
well, they
They
call you
make
a
it too easy.
well, they'll call you a dinosaur. They say that's a dinosaur. They don't do that no more. That stuff don't work no more. They do work. Well, it do work, but they'll say that's outdated. That stuff don't work no more.
I
This is
mean,
this.
if you talk to an older generation, those that are married for 20, 30 years, you'll find out that that does work.
Yeah, because like you said, the key word work. It
Yeah,
takes work, and
exactly.
what it said, what you did to keep her, what you did to get her,
You
is what you
must
gotta keep doing
to
to
keep
keep her,
her.
because
Hmm.
y'all do hold guys accountable. Like, okay, bro, you was doing this stuff at the beginning. Now, what's up? What's happening? Because y'all are very observant, and I
I
have
say
let
it's
you know
both
here.
ways. It's both ways.
Well,
I
Definitely
always
agree.
say,
guys,
I say what
they
guys and
see.
females are like, whatever you're doing in the beginning, you need
Keep
to
doing
stand
it
on that.
for real.
I'm one of those people, be transparent from day one. I don't owe you anything when I meet you. So you're going to get authentically me. And it's for you, if I'm telling you this who I am, to accept who I am and don't think down the line I'm going to change who I am. I can change for the relationship. However, I'm still going to be me. And I think that goes both ways, because I've had where I have good male friends that have gotten to situations with females in relationships, marriages, all that, where they're working, they're providing, but because they're the only one working and providing, it allotted the female that they were with to stay at home, and he had to work. And she complained about, you're not around too much. Okay, what you want? You want somebody that's gonna provide for you, or you want them to be here? Something got to give. You're gonna have to either go to work, so it can so you have it both ways. You have both males and females that are wanting things out of relationships and don't understand the give and take that it takes for that.
Well, because what I learned, we don't talk, we don't communicate. We'll just go along just to get along, but we never really sit down and talk before we enter into a relationship, matrimony, whatever. It's something we need to sit and talk about before we make these vows to each other, because a lot of people are in these things and they wasted each other time for so many years. Because we get so caught up, oh, she looks good, oh, he looks good, but we never have these sit down, come to Jesus conversations before we make these commitments happen. And we get caught up in these things, just like you mentioned for the work thing. Okay, that's something when y'all talk about, okay, you sitting at home, what you want to do, I let you sit at home. Okay, these are the repercussions. I won't say repercussions, but these are the things that will happen.
Yeah.
And these are things that you need to think about before you agree to them. That's why we should never answer so quick to things. That would miss a lot of. We answer so quick. We don't never think these things through. Even Jesus himself used a parable on this. Have you sit down and consider the cost? We don't
count the cost.
Yeah, we don't sit and think. We just go and do, but we never sit and think about the time, the resources before we just jump up and do. Oh, I got it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. But then you find out they were just based on a lie. I only told you that because I thought that was what you wanted to hear.
Yeah, because mostly things with a lot, I'm not gonna say all, but a lot of these relationships start on a physical aspect. It's what you look like, what I want to get out of you, the expectation of that, and that's what it is. And the sad part about it, you don't take the time to get to know the person, even see if you haven't even, it's like they don't want to. If you come to someone very open like that, like, I'm not trying to be in a relationship like that, like, you know, I'm working on me or whatever, let's, you know, we still cool, we can be friends. You can see the change in the dynamic of how they are with you, because they always have in their head what they want out of this. And because it's not happening that way, now you're just trying to be my friend because of what you're expecting at the end. So it's not genuine. And that's that whole thing. It's like, we always say dating is trash right now. The dating game is trash because people can't be real, truly honest about what they intend. I always tell people, I tell a lot of my homeboys, be very transparent of your intentions of what you want, because you have to give a person a choice, and you will be amazed at how many people might be down with what you want to be down with. It's that's the problem. You can't be, it's like if you meet this person and all you want to do is have a good time. I'm not trying to be all tied down. I just want to be in have a good time. You need to be open with that and say that. But the problem becomes of this whole type of what I call the control the situation behavior is because you want to deal with that person. So you're going to tell them what they want to hear. So they'll be around for whatever your expectation out of them is. And that has to be the thing where I say you have to be the person, if that's not what you want, to basically put the brakes on that. I don't want to be in no relationship like that, and I don't want to do all that. But if you're going to still be my friend, you're going to be my friend, and whatever happens from that going to happen. And you'll find it start dying out.
Yeah, because what we say, Yeah, because it's if you want to have sex, let's say this is all you want to do. Because at the end of the day, they know what have them know what you want to do and what your memo is. They try to play that role. Oh no, ain't nothing like that. But deep down inside, that's what you want to do. But if that's what you want to do, just let that person know. You ain't gotta lie, you ain't gotta manipulate, you ain't gotta do all this stuff. Well, I did this for you. What you gonna do for me? What's in it for me? Stuff like that. But you gotta be honest. And well, if you can't be honest with yourself, how you gonna be honest with somebody else?
Right.
That's right.
Right. And that's what it comes down to.
Because they don't want to hear no. They don't want to hear. They don't hear that. What? Go ahead.
I think with that whole situation, it's like it's still that double standard with males can be out there and be from this one to that one to this one. It's no problem, but as women, we can't, as they
But
say, put all them bodies on us. It's not
Oh,
cool
body count.
to put all them bodies on us. So it's like we to sit up there and just be like, okay, I met you and yeah, let's do that. Okay, that didn't work out. Okay, I met you. Like, no, I got to be more reserved with that because my biggest thing is I want to meet you to be your friend, to be all this because I mean, just keeping it 100, your sex might be trash, and now I'm mad. like,
I mean, just being honest.
Now I don't want to talk to you because I don't have anything with you, and that was trash, and now I don't want to deal with you anymore.
Wow.
So yeah, I wasted my time. So it's like, yeah. So
you think it's the ones who always got to hype themselves up, do all that hype up, they got to hype themselves up instead of just being themselves, and that be the way that, you go, I'm gonna tell that thing, I'm gonna do that.
Them the ones you watch for. Them the ones you watch for.
It's like them dogs that are always barking, but they don't bite. That is exactly the same thing.
Baby, them the ones you watch for. I tell them like this. So you think because what you did with X, Y, and Z that's what works for me. You are already getting at the wrong foot because you don't even know nothing about me to know what I like to know if that's going to work for me. So shut it down. Yeah, no, we're not going to do it.
I'm glad you brought up on that interesting point. Do we take the time out to get to know someone, get to know their likes, their dislikes? And I'm not saying to manipulate, but and at a sign that shows you the person really cared. They didn't ask you, they just study you. What you say about that? Someone that just took the time out to just know your likes, know your favorite. What does that do for a person?
I mean, I've always been a person to tell people when I meet them, the most important things to me out of a person that's saying that they're trying to move in a certain direction with me is one, consistency. That would be consistency because you're actually taking the time to get to know me. Mm-hmm. Consistent. What I always say, consistency and what's my other one? I done drew a blank because that consistency thing is the one that always get me because to be present and to be consistent. Those are my two most important factors in dealing with someone because if you're not present, how do I get to know you? And you're not consistent if the things that you are learning, you're not holding on to. It's like, so it means a lot that you're learning, and especially if you're learning things about me that I didn't have to tell you. When you just really observing, you can learn a lot about people when you observe things. And when you get a person that can see certain things and do certain things because they observing you, it means a whole lot because you're taking the time to do that. You ever heard the whole thing is like, I shouldn't have to tell you. Well, yeah, you shouldn't, but if they don't know, then how should they know? But you do have people that just observe it and they just know.
Yeah, they catch it off the rip.
Yeah. What do you say about that, Nance? What about you? What is your what would you say a person that just like take time out to get to know you, study you, examine? I said examine, but study you without saying anything. What does that mean to you that a person takes time out?
It means they take the time and to find out and just get to know me and just know what I like and what I don't like and know my personality, know how I get down, know what what I rock with. So just getting to know me is just good.
So be quick to hear and slow to speak, right?
Yeah.
Be quick to hear. Hey, but that's something we have to apply on a regular basis. Be quick to hear and slow to speak. As you was talking me think about the movie, the movie Purple Rain, with Prince, and Prince wanted this guitar, and he didn't say anything about the guitar. He always wanted to get this good guitar, and eventually the girl that he with, she bought the guitar for him. She surprised him with it. But that's something that he always into. He didn't say, "Hey, buy me this guitar." It's something that he always wanted, and when she had the money, she went and bought it for him.
Mhm.
If you don't think that won't happen today, go ahead.
No, I think women are. I'm not gonna say I can't speak on men because I'm not a man, but I think women are very in tune with things like that. Because most of the time, because if you ask men, well, what you want, I don't know. So you got to kind of figure it out yourself anyway. But I think we in tune with things like that when we get to know someone, that we actually do pay attention to stuff like that. So because we like special things done for us when we don't have to ask for it. So what they say, practice what you preach. So we have to do those things. And a lot of times we do. You'll find that people do the things that they want done to them. And that's that thing where I say get to knowing people, because just because you like a certain thing, that person may not. And we tend to do things for people that we like done for ourselves. And when we don't get the reaction out of them that we would give, then it becomes a kind of like, well, that's because you got to know if that person likes the same thing, which kind of moves into my point of dating right now is more of finding someone that has commonalities with me, that we enjoy the same things, that we have a lot of similarities. Because as you get older, it's like, if I'm doing something, I want to be doing it with you. I'm not trying to be out in the streets with my friends no more like that. So if I'm doing something, I want to do it with the person I'm with. Well, if we don't have anything in common, what are we going to do? That's what it like. I mean, it's like,
it makes sense.
I like music. I like to do music. And I would never do this, but I'm just going to go ahead and use this as an example. He liked video games. We have nothing in common because I'm not about to sit up there and play no video game with you, and you don't want to come out to me. So we don't have nothing in common. There's nothing to talk about. So it's like it's really being honest with yourself to truly know that this person that you're getting with, you're going to have something outside of physical intimacy, and maybe y'all just like being around each other, because it's more than just being around each other. You have to be out in the world together too. And if you don't have similar things, I would never want a person to get with someone that they use this word compromise all the time, because the compromise throughout the whole relationship is just going to be the relationship. You don't like it, so I'm just doing it because you want me to do it. Well, you don't like what I'm just doing. No, that shouldn't be like
That's
that.
miserable.
You should enjoy things together. So I'm a big person on being with someone that you have, commonality, things that you like together. You don't got to be everything, but you have some things that you like together that you guys can do together outside of just being in the house.
Right, because at the end you don't want to smother each other.
No.
I mean, even though before you came in the picture, you had a life before you came into each other's lives, but to be able to, we have together goals and we should have individual goals. Because all that smothering each other, that you get tired of that and they get burnt out. Like, we don't have to we'll be together, but we don't have to be around each other like all on each other so much that we smother each other.
You know what's crazy though? A lot of the older couples that I know that's been together for years, and they still you'll see them out and they doing it like, that is so like, and they will tell you, I'm at an age now where I don't hang out with my friends no more. This is my friend. And it becomes that point where it's not smothering. I mean, you have your own things you do. That's your friend. And I don't think you would consider it smothering if that's your friend. Because if you hanging out with your homeboys, you don't think of it that way. Like, dang, dude, you around again? No, you hanging out with your homeboy. So it's the same way. If you with your friend, it's not considered smothering, because no, y'all not going to be up in each other's face 24 hours a day. But if I had a choice to go do something with someone, I want to do it with my friend. And this happened to be my best friend. So me and my best friend and my other friends come too, but this is my best friend. So
Yeah, 'cause
it gets to the point that you get to a certain time in your life where the person you with gotta be your best friend because other people have their own lives, you know,
Yeah,
and
your
they doing their own
priority.
thing. We ain't at that age no more where it's like I'm about to go hit a block. No, I'm not doing that no more. I'm not trying to go hang out in the clubs with my friends and stuff. I'm not doing that no more. You know, people have lives and you know, I'm trying to travel. I'm trying to do these things and I need my best friend
Yeah.
to come with me. Look,
yeah, I mean, I agree with that because at the end of the day, I don't care what no guys say. You can hang around the guys. It's nothing compared to being in the presence of a woman that does something for a man.
right.
Because you hang out with the guys all day, but it's just something about a guy being in the presence with his woman that really does something for him. Because at the end of the day, you want to come home to someone, well, come home to the right person,
Right.
because we supposed to have companionship. And I don't care what
Yeah.
nobody say. I don't need nobody. Yeah, you need somebody. We were built to have somebody. Even the Bible said that it's not good for a man to be alone. You know what I'm saying? That's why God made Eve for Adam. Because he said it's not good for a man to be alone. So all that, I don't need nobody. Yes, you do. Don't say I don't need nobody.
Everybody
I
needs
believe he who
somebody.
finds a wife finds a good thing. So, girls, don't be chasing no man. Just wait for God to bring you the man.
And
That's the key thing. I'm not chasing nobody.
For real.
That's,
I don't
I
know,
can
but
I,
men these days are, I don't know. They want to be chased or something. I don't know about that.
baby, we call it. Wait, let me tell you, we call them sassy.
yeah, they
They
want to
sassy. Them
yeah, cause
sassy
they want to be like
cats.
yeah, cause they want to be like y'all. I don't know why, but they want to.
No, sir, I ain't chasing you. I'm sorry.
Baby,
They
I
want
said that's my next song I'm gonna write about the
The
sassy
only man I'm
man.
chasing is Jesus. Okay.
yeah, they want to be like y'all so bad. For some reason, they
Mm-mm.
do. I never. It's like it's tick for tack. Like
They
why?
want to be courted.
Because I never see this much hostility, and I don't want to say men, males have so much hostility towards women. Why? Why? And I understand it's that red pill rhetoric that's going on,
Is it
and you see
mommy
this
and
on
daddy
social media
issues?
where
A
they
lot of it,
blame women for everything.
honestly, a lot of it is honestly, I really believe the way that you are treated, you run with it. There's a lot of aggressive women out here that it's like they do all this stuff for these men, and these
That's what
men
I'm
become
saying. Mommy
accustomed to it.
issues. I'm
They become
telling
so
you.
accustomed to it. And it's like, and I'm not gonna lie, when I lived in Dallas, I swear, I was like, because you know, I'm from the Bay Area, so I'm kind of cut a little different. And so it's like my favorite line out there is where they do that at. Like, does that work for someone? Like, it was almost the gentlemen that would approach me, they would reproach me in a way of introduction. But then they would always lead in a way of like to make themselves look like I'm a providing individual. You know, that's how they led. But then it's more like, and I seen it's some aggressive women. I was like, oh, she like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, oh, okay, I don't do, yep, y'all, yep. I was like, yep. But the men I came into contact with, they wanted almost to be courted. Like their favorite line was, oh, can I come to your house and you cook something? What the heck? Whoa, where they do that at? Like, what happened to dates? You can't come to my house. I don't know you. And it was like, that was so much. And it becomes a thing of you're continuously meeting women that said, oh, come on my house, I'll cook for you. That's what you're gonna expect. You will start expecting that. I'm like, what? Like, I've had where I've literally met someone that I knew him outside, but met him at one spot. We was like, we all going to the next spot. It was a group. We all go to the next spot. We drinking and everything, and you bar hop. And then I don't talk to the person no more. And then seeing them again, they was like, well, what happened to you? I was like, what are you talking about? You didn't call my phone. We went on 3 dates. When? That was not a date. What are you talking about? Like, are you serious? So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'll call it for those type of men. They're so used to these women courting them.
Yeah.
That they're not used to courting a woman properly because they're so I'm not gonna lie, everywhere there are these aggressive women that I don't know if the men shortage or what the heck it is, but they gotta get it because I don't know. But nope, I'm not doing it. Y'all can have the sassy men. Go on ahead, sassafras.
Man, but it's weird out here. It really is. It's very weird out here. And the things they do, the things they say. One, I'm not gonna invite no one to my house. And this comes from a man because I don't know you like that.
Right.
It takes time for you to come to my house because matter of fact, when I go out with someone, we take separate cars.
Let's meet somewhere because I might know you might be crazy. I need to dip.
Yeah, because we take separate cars. I go in my car, you go in your car. Because if it don't work out, we go our separate ways. You're not coming to my house, and it's just me speaking. I'm being real and being transparent on the show. You're not coming to my house. I don't know you like that because you could be a psychopath. I don't know you. You don't know me like that, and that's something anyway. Why you want to come? You don't even know me like that. I could be a psychopath. You don't know me like that, but people so eager. I don't want to say people, individuals. So eager to get in bed with someone. It's like you playing Russian roulette with your life.
Sure, yep.
And then it goes back to it may be trash. Why put yourself out there like that? Like they don't know you like that and the workings of you, and you don't know the workings of them, and y'all ain't had that conversation. That's Russian roulette because it might be trash and you just wasted some time. Like, no, you don't know how I like it. I don't know how you like it. We're not about to just try to play this game and try to figure it out. Because what worked for her don't work for me. And then you're going to be mad at me because then I'm going to be saying some things that you may not like me saying. And now I'm going to make your ego go down because I don't give a damn. I'm going to tell you if you're trash.
And then come to their crib, it might be filthy, have a bad odor, and
that's when you turn around and walk the hell out and don't go back.
Bathroom nasty. So you open the door, odor hit you right in your nose. Like, what the hell?
Nice knowing you, but I cannot.
Yeah, you gotta realize some people have some nasty houses.
Clothes
everywhere.
Don't you go to somebody and be like, "Oh, excuse, I hate time." Sure. The first thing we learn as kids is make sure this house is clean before you invite anybody over here.
Because the first thing they gonna look at is the kitchen and the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because just being they don't even clean up. If you don't want to clean up, they got maid services that you could come in if you don't want to clean up.
Right.
They have that, but just going to because I remember back in the day, growing up, guys, we used to go to the girl's house. We just pick up, take on out a date, we have fun, take her back to the house. You can't even do that no more.
No.
Because you don't know. And then that's another thing too, is being careful out here. Because we have people on social media can set you up too.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I literally, it's funny because when I stayed in Dallas, I actually told this guy that because me coming from the Bay Area, yeah, you kind of know the ins and outs of the hustle game and how people do stuff. And I remember the guy pulled behind me when I was about to leave, saying, "Where you going?" I was like, "Don't ever do that." I was like, "Don't do that." He was like, "Well, I just want to go to breakfast with you." I was like, "You real comfortable?" I said, "Because you don't know nothing about me." I was like, "And where I'm from, I could have some dudes waiting in the cut to have you led somewhere and you get robbed. Don't never trust no chick because the pretty ones is the ones you need to watch out for."
That reminds me of the Lil Wayne song.
Like, man, like you ain't understanding. I said, excuse my language, but that's what they call put a bee on them to get you caught up. I was like, baby, don't do that. I was like, you don't know nothing about me to meet me in some select location where I could have somebody like don't do that. And it was just like I was bothered. I got homeboys that's why I be like that a lot of time. Let me give you an explanation that you don't do this.
Yeah, because you put somebody on game. Because let me tell you something. If they want to set you up, all they got to do is use a beautiful woman to set you up.
That's how they do
right.
it.
That's
Still
how
to
they
this
do
day.
it. It's still the same way.
Still to this
Yeah,
day,
that's
you
all.
think that they know, but no.
They will
The
use.
power-
You
the
ain't even got to
power
use
of
a
the
gun.
key.
Right. You ain't. Matter of fact, guys, you ain't even got to use a gun. Just send a beautiful woman their way. They gonna
Yeah.
forget everything they gonna do. They so focused on. Oh man, look how she is.
They say
Hey,
it,
Put
oh,
you on game.
it's powerful. The P is powerful.
Yeah, you gotta be careful because man, look up stuff overseas. Oh man, overseas. You got these dudes doing these passport bros and stuff. I'm going overseas. I'm telling you, you think the women overseas are stupid. Them women got more game in they pinky than you know it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Cause they had this thing called you can look it up online. It's a drug called, it was in Colombia. It was some year called Dragon Breath, where they would put stuff in these guys' drink. And it was cut off something in the brain would make them zombified. And they would get them to, hey, well, give me your keys, give me
you ain't
this,
gotta
give
go
me
too
that.
far. Look at P Diddy. P Diddy was drugging everybody at the party.
But no, I'm just talking about the stuff that these guys do, because guys were complaining about women in America. They hard-headed. They would go overseas to think the women are dumb. They would think that women, are these women gonna serve me? They gonna worship the ground I walk on. But them women, they would have so much game, and guys would use them to set them up, because I think in one country, adultery if you commit adultery with a woman, you go to jail. Right. And the husband and wife would come together and set these guys up and would tell these guys, you know, that what you did, you can go to jail. They don't want to go to jail over there. So what they gonna do? The husband would tell, give me what did you got? Give me everything you got. They would give them everything they got. They would rob them just like that. Right. I'm just saying that it's dangerous out there. But they'll think that people overseas don't know no better.
The crazy thing you said about that drug, the drag one, I seen something on social media that they said people are using that out here on females.
I can believe it. You gotta be careful out here. That's why if you go into these,
that's why I don't go out.
Yeah, and if you do buy a drink, they tell you don't drink that drink. Don't leave that drink at the table. Because you don't know. Because people in these places, I don't want to be talking about this, and I guess we will be talking about music. We talking about a whole other.
Hey, you know what happens.
Somebody need to hear this. I guess somebody need to hear this. Especially when you going out to these places, these clubs, you got people that's scouting you. You got people that's watching you. Yep. They, like you said, they read in rooms. You got to be careful for that too. Especially if you look very gullible.
With the whole club in on it.
Yeah, you got to be careful because you can be looking gullible. That's especially if you going if you out of town.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
They tell you don't even look like you don't belong here, because that's how you be a target too.
Yeah.
That's why I will always be transparently and unapologetically me. Because even when I'm by myself and you come up, I'm a social person. I talk to anybody. And when they come up and they hear me talk, they be like, where you from? Oakland.
Yeah.
Ooh. Why you gotta say ooh though?
Hey, can you show me here? Well, you sure you can't even ask for directions no more?
No. I mean, you can. Depends on who you are.
You think it gets with you GPS sometimes? I guess depending on where you at, you know. Like,
I think these days, if you ask somebody for directions, they'll look at you like you crazy. Like, don't you got a cell phone?
Yeah, because they don't even ask that no more. Like,
you're like, what you getting at? What you trying to do? Well, let me look. Is you trying to put me in the truck? Like, why you asking me for directions?
So we ain't scaring nobody, freaking nobody out, man. Just be mindful when you out, when you doing things, who you associate with, who you talk to, because it's some things out here that will make you think. Like, be careful out here. That go for me, anybody. Just be careful out here. Don't be careless at all. Don't be. Right. That's another thing. Complacent. We get so complacent so quick. We let our guard down. But going out like I said, meet in a public place. We go in separate car. We ain't got to go to each other's house. Why are you so eager to come to somebody's house so bad? Like, hey, let me just come over.
Because you know what they trying to come over for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's my thing, is like how people be like, well, I didn't know. You know why the heck somebody want to go to your house. Stop. You
On the
know,
first, just on the
and if
first
you
conversation,
if
I
you
come
go or you allow it, you know exactly what it is. So yeah.
be stalking you and stuff. Know you live now, knocking on your
No, you
door,
don't.
Look,
knocking on your door. What you doing over here? "Hey, I was just in the neighborhood.
like, hey,
Didn't
you
Better
call.
get
like,
easy
hey,
on way out of the neighborhood.
let me give you a trigger warning. Don't do that no more.
But you know, it's good to have conversations like this because, like I say, it's all about growth and stuff. But anyway, I know we were talking about music and we just talking about this,
Yeah,
but hey,
but this is all in. This is why we
yeah,
write music.
yeah. Let me ask you this. I know by you being in the music business,
Mhm.
and you are with someone, do they get insecure? I know a lot of times some
It,
guys may
it,
feel insecure because you in the music business. Don't they feel like do it take all that? Who gonna be there? Who is that? Instead of just trusting you, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, over my time in the music industry, I think I've had every aspect of it. Um, I've had the individual that wasn't bothered by it, but was never present for it. So if I did shows and things like that, they were never there. But they also didn't complain or were bothered by it. So it's like great, he don't complain or bother by it, but then he's not coming to none of my shows and the interest is not there. So that's a problem within itself. I've had,
Yeah.
individual I've dated and would come to my shows and everybody knew that that's who I was with. And it wasn't like I was leaving them by myself when I wasn't. I was checking on them, but still had the issue of hearing what the people in the audience were saying. And then would
Mm.
see me go speak to that person. It's like, how can you speak to them? They were saying, listen, they probably saying the same thing you were saying before we got together. It is what it is. Like, so it's like, I think the insecurities of it is going to always be a problem. And that's that thing of really getting to know the person that you are with, to see where their head is at, to know if that is even going to work. And I think you find all that out in the whole process before even dealing with that person. See him coming to the show, how you acting. See him go. I always used to say is that in dealing with an individual, there's 4 different environments you need to see that person in to observe how they are. You and them alone in a isolated type of situation, you and them out in a social situation, you around they people and them around your people. Because if everything don't match up the same, then your representative in there somewhere.
Mm.
Because you should be the same with us alone, with us out socially, with you around your people, and with me around my people. You should be the exact same. And what usually tends to happen is you find out what truly they are when you get around their people. Because if
Mm.
they're acting in any type of way that's not genuine, your people will call you out. And that's my biggest thing. Is like you have to see these people in these different environments to really see how they move. A lot of times people don't do that. They just get with them. It's just them. And they might go out. But when they go out, it's not in a type of environment where there's a lot of people around you socializing with, because even with the socializing, you kind of see how people socialize with you or with them. You see all of that. All those things got to be observed. And what happens is when you get together prior to that, then you get out around these things afterwards, then these insecurities come out because now feelings involved
Yeah,
where you should find out all these things before you get to that point.
I agree.
But people don't take
I
the
agree.
time.
They don't. They don't. And I know by you being in entertainment, do you deal with stalkers? Do you have any guys that be trying to stalk and do crazy stuff? Because I know when you're in the industry like that, we have crazy, crazy people who would try to do any and everything to find you, look for you, just very obsessed. And it's out there.
I actually have not. I mean, I do music, but not to the scale of that. Where it's just that weirdo stuff like that. I don't think I'm at the scale of music like that. I always say I think they know my crazy. They ain't crazy enough.
Mm.
People that know me know my crazy, so they not crazy like that. And I mean, in the crazy way of like everybody got that whole thing, like I'm being, this, but I can be that if you take me there. How you said, how my boy Kendrick said, you take it there, I can take it further. So I think that's that whole thing. It's like they know I'm sweet at heart, but don't get on that type of
But
thing
don't
because I
test
can go
me.
way further than you can go. Like we're not gonna do that. I'm the R&B singer, but how I grew up, yeah, we're not gonna do that. So I've never had to deal with anything on that aspect like that. And like I said, I'm very sociable. So anytime I go anywhere, I'm always socializing with people. Like I'm a stay in the back. No, I'm out there socializing with people, getting to know people. So I've never really had to deal with that kind of stuff because I'm very transparent. I am who I am, as an artist or anything else. Yeah, I do R&B. I could pull some old school raps out too and show you that. So it's just like I'm gonna always be unapologetically me, and I can't be anything but that. So I really can't say I've had those type of instances of someone being crazy like that. No, because especially being out there and doing, shows or whatever like that, I'm never alone. So they'll see the crazy in them too.
Hey, that's a good thing. I mean, it really is a good thing. So receive with caution.
Yeah.
Receive with caution. So be careful of that. Like I said, entertainment. What else things you want to accomplish besides the music aspect? Is it any acting, any producing, directing? What else that Mrs. Parker want to do next?
Well, that was the key thing I kind of said with the whole thing with music. I think music for anyone is just a way to get to something else. May it be people making clothing lines and doing all this e-commerce, doing that, acting. I think music is always a step to getting somewhere else because you only can be in that realm for so long. So I mean, I've dabbled in the whole acting side of it as well, but more on, as they call, independent. I haven't really reached out and doing anything bigger than that per se because it's time. I say it as always: it's time and who you know.
Right.
I've done some stuff that was independent. It's like Tubi is a thing now. I had somebody that's like, "We seen the movie you was in. It was on Tubi." I was like, "Oh Lord, the movie that made it to Tubi." So it's like, so it's on. It's that like I said, I've done extra work and stuff like that in some films that but as far as starring in, it's more, like I said, more independent film type of stuff. I don't think I've really put myself out there to that level yet to be at that point. I can. I mean, I'm part of this actors union. I'm SAG, so I can, but I just have not because I know what it takes to do that, and you have to have the time and effort to put in it to go to that level. So I'm just not one to just jump into anything because I'm one that when I do something, I want to give my all to it. So I think that's why I haven't really jumped feet first into the acting stuff because I know the dedication that it takes to really do that.
Right, because being elite, and we talk about this on the show a lot. Being elite is all about being consistent, growing, and improving yourself daily. And we know that
Right.
takes time and enjoying the process. We know we have individuals who just want to chase after money, and I believe this. Once you perfect your craft, the money will come. I believe in that.
Yes.
Just think about Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Them people, them endorsements came because of their work ethic,
Right.
their ability to succeed, and that's
Right.
what people will get behind you when they see your drive and your work ethic. And not being lazy, because we have individuals who just so lazy. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Some people shouldn't be acting in the first place because some people acting is horrible. I'm just being honest.
Because they don't put
Because
nothing into their craft to learn.
you know what it is. You know what it is, Mrs. Parker. Can I say Mrs. Parker? Can I, what I say? Individuals, they look for the easy way to think they're gonna make money.
Yes.
That's this world right now. The
Yeah,
unfortunate thing, that's this world right now. It's the entitlement that I'm supposed to have it. It's the not having to work for it. It's
yeah, that's
whatever is
it.
the easiest to do. I mean, that's just the world right now. It's like so, and as long as we allow that, that's the way it's gonna be. Unfortunately, because like I said, Tubi is a big thing right now, and a lot of the movies on Tubi is them kind of movies, but we
And
watch
some
them.
of some of them can't even act. I mean, just being honest. I mean, if I want to watch something, give me my money's worth. Give me my time's worth. You know,
Yeah,
make me believe like, oh man, they did their thing in that movie. Oh, she did her thing. He did his thing. But a lot, you know what I'm saying? Just like on stage, have them can't even perform right on stage. They can't even do the
no,
lyrics to their song. They can't even be raw. They can't be organic with their own music. They rap.
no.
They perform over their own music. That lets
Oh
you know
my
how bad it
gosh.
is.
Oh yeah, that yeah. We talk about that all the time. People that perform and don't have a performance track where all your leads are taken out, where we can actually hear you. So yeah,
Right.
it's a lot of that going on.
Well, like I said, it's the something for nothing. We got to go back to paying your dues, putting in the work, and the grind is real. The grind always gonna be real. The work always gonna be there. But like we was talking about, individuals, I want to say people, individuals always looking for something quick to jump on. Just like with podcasts, everybody doing podcasts, and they think, man, I can do a podcast. I'm gonna make money. You don't make money like that on podcasts, and you really don't. It
No,
takes time to get there. And now that you got to your subscriber account, listeners, and now that sponsorship. If a sponsor come to see that your product is worth getting behind, they will, and it
right.
takes time to get there. But everybody wanna, I gotta do something. Just like when the pandemic hit with 2020, the pandemic, TikTok, everybody and mom was on TikTok, and it just went on from there because it was shut down. So everybody
Right.
was getting on TikTok, entertaining each other. A lot of stuff is funny, but now it's just like, man, I just get on TikTok, do something crazy, and I'm gonna make some money.
I mean, it's the thing because people don't understand that's on the outside looking in when it comes to entertainment is that it's not easy as it looks. People make it look easy to them and they think they can just do it and they don't understand all the stuff people had to do to get to that point. You just seeing it happen. And I think that's the problem with it is that, oh, if they can do it, I can do it. No, you don't know all the work that they probably put behind that to be able to do what they're doing now. You don't know, all the failures they had to get to where they're at. You're just looking at that person doing it, and I know I
Yeah, the
can because I
final
can do the same
product.
thing. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's like it's not that easy at all whatsoever. It takes time.
You do, cause you gotta think about. I mean, before social media, before the internet, we had word of mouth. We had actually getting out there in the streets, especially if you was an artist, a promoter. What you did, you had our flyers to people.
Heck yeah.
You
I
know,
know I was doing it.
but now we sit behind it, and like I said, we got so lazy. We get behind it. Social media. Oh, I just post a flyer up and that's it. But people don't be like that.
Everybody's
You have
not
to,
on there.
yeah, you have to get out there and meet people and talk to people and network with people. That's what they did back in the day. They were
Right.
hitting this. They were hitting the streets nonstop. We used to have street team. We don't even see that no
Right.
more. A street team was
Nope.
the ones going out there, passing out flyers, knocking on doors. Hey, we got this event coming up. Hey, we got this artist about to get their job. We don't see that no more. Everybody, I just get on
Mm-mm.
social media and just sit on the flyer, and that's it.
They used to hate me back in the day because, baby, I used to have a email list that would send out stuff. You gonna get an email. What you gonna get? You gonna get an email. You gonna get a text. You know, the social media platforms we did have is gonna be all up on there. It's gonna be in your DM, and you gonna see me out somewhere. I'm gonna hand you flyers. It's gonna be a flyer on your car. Like, that's the whole thing, and that's what street teams used to do. And if you didn't have a street team to pay, you go do it yourself.
Yeah, going to the barbershop, going to the hair salon, the guy. Oh, hey, we got this coming up. Okay, can I put this here? Oh, yeah, you put this here. That's how you was getting. That's how people were getting noticed after a while, because it's that buzz, that word of mouth. And the more they keep seeing your flyers everywhere on the street, they keep seeing. Man, you know what? I gotta come check this out. Why I keep this stuff is because you love what you did, and it was the passion. It wasn't even about the money. It was just, hey, I want to get myself out there. I want to showcase my gift to the world. Now people look like, man, they're gonna pay me, and you ain't even that in the bag of chips yet.
No, you gotta put yourself out there. You gotta do that footwork first before you start getting to the point where you got to get paid for something. You know, who knows you to pay you? Who are you bringing in? Who is your following? Are you gonna put some money in my pocket by the people that's coming so I can pay you? And they don't look at that aspect of it. I still say that to this day, because you will have people like right now. The thing is you have these promoters that do an event at a spot, and they'll have an artist here, you know, that performs there, a host or whatever like that, and it becomes that thing of, is that artist that you're getting going to bring a crowd?
That's
and
it.
if so, what type of crowd are they going to bring? And it becomes in that aspect of, you got to really look at who you're putting on your event to know what your event is going to then turn out to be. And so with a lot of these artists, it's like, great, you got a lot of people that like you, but are they going to pay to come see you? You'll get you get a whole crowd of people that come when it's free. But who gonna come and support you monetarily? And that's where it comes to the thing of, you want to get paid for what? You ain't got nobody that's gonna support you. So why should I pay you if you're not gonna put no money in my pocket? And a lot of them can't understand that aspect of it. And it's like, you know, you got to do your dues before you get to that point.
But you know what, Miss Parker? I'm glad we talking about this too. Paying dues, making sacrifice. We so busy want to look the part, but we don't have our together.
That's that. I want everything to come easy.
We'll go out. Go ahead. My bad.
I was told a long time ago, I guess the nice way of saying it, as an artist, you are a product. If you go back to Ice-T, Ice-T said all artists are hoes. So, you know, you are a product. And so if your product, which is yourself, is not put together in a way that people want to invest or purchase that product, then what you doing? I mean, that's what it comes down to. You can, you can have the greatest music in the world that everybody to hear your music is like, that's awesome, and still be broke, because the whole entity of the product is not together to get it out there to the right people. You don't have a team. You know, you don't have the networking to get it in the hands of the right people that can. So all you got right now is a great song, and you performed it at events for free for all your friends, because nobody is paying to actually come see you do this, because you don't have the right people behind you or the right team that can put you on that next level of actually making money for your craft.
Yeah.
And like they say, everybody, like, there's a saying, like say back in the day, it's a saying on every corner. They sound great, but they still broke.
Yeah.
So it's like, when it comes down to it, it's like, you got to look at the different aspects of how doing music can benefit you in other ways. That's why I say it can be a platform to have you doing other stuff. I mean, I know when I first put out my first EP, it was crazy because I did my first show. I have been doing backgrounds and stuff for people. I did my first show, and because the karaoke world was so big back then, karaoke was big. We had karaoke every night of the week somewhere, and everybody that sang, and everybody went there. So a lot of the promotions went through that. And so when I did my first show, a lot of people showed up. I was shocked, like, ooh, okay. They came out, they supported. And the first thing somebody told me, they was like, where your merch? Where you got something? I was like, huh? I came to sing. They was like, well, we want to buy something. And from that day on, I was like, if I don't have some merchandise when I do shows, it's like, maybe the music ain't doing it, but this will. And that's that whole thing of looking at the aspect of a stepping stone to something else. So it's like now when I do shows, after I did that show, the next time I did a show, I had the EP and I packaged my EP with a calendar of me. And everybody's like, because I think outside the box. What can I do that nobody else did? So I did a 12-month calendar of all my different looks because I can look different by the way I changed my hair, the way I changed this or my outfit. So I look different. So I did a whole 12-month calendar and packaged it with the EP. So now when you come to my show, here you go.
But
So
the thing about, go ahead. But you invest, right? Because you, at the end of the day, Miss Parker, you invest in yourself.
Yes, exactly. And that's the thing.
And that's
you
what
have to do something outside of just the music. You got to do other things that still is a branding for you, which is the product. And that's one aspect of it. Now I got t-shirts. Now I got, like, you got to have something where these people can go home and remember the music, but then now I got something tangible that, because, you know, it's no CDs no more. Everything is streaming. So what do they? It's not like you can get a CD now and I remember this person. It's like now it's tangible. Now it's like, okay, you heard the music, you like the music, but here go this shirt and it's me. And now you take that home. So,
but once again, Ms. Parker, you invest in yourself, and a lot of people don't realize that you have to sacrifice short-term pleasure for long-term success.
Almost never.
When you, because at the end of the day, that money you're doing, we're in that investment stage. So every dime I get, I gotta put it back into my branding. I gotta put it back into my business. We just wanna manage. I'm just throwing this out there. I made a quick $1,000. I'm gonna take this $1,000. I'm gonna blow it on jump. No, you take that 1,000 and reinvest in what you started, and that's what we don't. We don't want to. You gotta make the sacrifice in order to be great, and that's. Hey, you got to cut out some things. Hey, you're gonna have to cut out some pleasure things. It's all about purpose, right? Hey, purpose produces riches. You know, pleasure develops addictions. Which one we gonna do? We're gonna do the pleasure. We're gonna do the purpose driven, or we're gonna do the pleasure driven. And we know pleasure is gonna lead to addiction, and it leads to a dead end.
I got one of my good friends just chimed in on my Instagram live, and he does music too. My boy Stevie, and he said that if you've been in the music game for over 15 years and still doing shows for exposure, I feel you're in the wrong business. Which that kind of goes that thing. It's like, if you still doing that, that's facts. It's like, for me, anything I'm doing has to benefit something else. I'm not about to just be doing. I tell people all the time, I'm not doing no show just to be doing a show. It got to benefit, unless, say, it's an event that this person is doing that's for them, that they're asking my help and something like that. That's a little bit different. But it's like, I'm not doing something for free if it's not a benefit of me doing something else. And that's what it comes down to. My good friend that I had the pleasure of sharing the stage with a few times, Mr. DJ Quick, told me, "You've been on stage with me, you better not get on the stage for free no more." So, I mean, I kind of live by that. Like, I do stuff here and there, you know, if it's for a cause, or, you know, for somebody that has done stuff for me and they trying to draw that favor back out or something like that. Yeah. But it has to be for something that's going to benefit me. I tell people all the time, it's like, why I'm going to do a showcase here in the Bay when all these fools already know me? Am I making some money off of this? Otherwise, why am I doing it? They know my music already. They know who I am. So am I doing this for fun? So it becomes that kind of thing. So I get where he's saying on that. It's like after so long, how long are you going to stay promoting something that's not going anywhere?
So that means we need to go back to the so you need to go ahead and check yourself, like what I'm doing. Like
You need to say that I'm probably in the wrong business.
yeah.
Go on ahead. What they say, go on ahead and sing for the church now.
Yeah, but you know what? It's not wrong. You know, everybody got to
No.
find their niche. Find your path.
Right.
Find something that you actually good at. Cause everybody's not called to be an entertainer. Everybody's not called to do this. But some people look at it. Oh man, if she's doing it, I could do it too. But
That's
they
the
don't
problem.
understand the blood and sweat and tears you put in to get to where you're going.
That's the problem. I mean, because somebody else do it don't mean you can do it. You know, what do you truly know about that person to say that you got the same work ethic?
Mm,
You don't know what they did to get to where they at. You don't know what
true.
hoops they had to jump through or who they know. That's the key thing. You don't know who they know that probably got them in on that.
Right?
You know,
'Cause ain't-
I told somebody my song "The Real Miss Parker." That's how I met DJ Quick, because he heard the song. It was like, that's dope. I met some other radio personalities. One of them is has a radio show in New Jersey, Big 7, and he got at me one day. He was like, "You want to get your song on Shady Radio?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "It's only for 6 weeks." I'm like, those networking things is what, knowing who you know that can get you somewhere you can't get yourself. And it's like building those relationships with those people to be able to do so. So
And all because you had the material, you already had it in work and had something to
right,
present.
you got the product. You have to have the product that somebody likes to then take you to the next level of it. And you know, it's like even with you reaching out to me, it's like you want to do, like, that don't just happen with everybody. You had to see or hear something that you're saying like, hey, you know, you want to come on the show. That's giving me a whole nother platform. Who's to say that who's listening now or in here now that I don't know may got an edge to get me over in this section. And so it's all like, you have to be able to put yourself out there and network with people, because you never know who you're going to meet.
I agree 1,000%. I know about that. We at that time now. We at that time now. We had a great conversation. We talked about relationship. We talked about music and stuff. Before we get ready to part, Mrs. Parker, no. Matter of fact, what did that name? Mrs. Parker. Give us a background on that.
Keisha Love is who I am, been forever. But I'm just gonna say I'm seasoned. So when individuals will always come and talk to me, and then the whole thing of age would come up, they'd be like, "No, you're not. You lying. Why am I lying about my age?" And they'd be like, "Okay, Miss Parker." And so the whole from Friday, Miss Parker came about and all that. So when I did the song, it was like the producer, Freddie Fontaine from Houston. Hey, I told him, I was like, I need a song that is embodying what the real Miss Parker is. I was like, the Miss Parker that they displayed on Friday is not who Miss Parker is. You know,
Okay.
Even if you kind of look at the history of Miss Parker from, you know, the movie back where there was a older Caucasian lady that was dating a younger, she was rich.
Okay, didn't know that.
Yeah, she was rich. You know, she had a little young thing. That's not what I'm saying I am, but I'm just saying the way that they portrayed it in Friday of how she was just this older chick that looked good. And it was like, so that's why the song is The Real Miss Parker. And it's funny because the one that played in that played in Friday actually had made a comment on the song when I put it on Instagram, and she was like, "Okay, remember Miss Parker to the other one. I like the song, this and that." I'm like, "Cool."
Okay.
And that's when I started really explaining, because there's no shade to her. She did the role well. The way the movie portrayed who Miss Parker was, it's like, that's fine for that, but let me tell you who the real Miss Parker is. You know, Miss Parker's a boss. What you talking about? So it's like it's a whole different definition of it. It's not saying Miss Parker out here messing with young girls. What it's saying, I mean, with young boys. Hey, girls, boys, whichever one you are. But it's just saying that she is a youthful, seasoned boss lady. She basically embodies what youthfulness is, but you still know she's of age. She's not a kid.
Right.
So it goes a little bit further than that. So it's like, I remember I did my first radio interview when I first put the song out, and they were like, it was like 6 DJs. It was like, you know, they're not gonna call you Keisha Love no more. They're gonna start calling you Miss Parker. And I swear, every time, like even when I was on stage with Quick, he would introduce me, oh, Keisha Love, the real Miss Parker. Like, listen, like, so that's what I get all the time. That's what I'm called. It's fine. You know, I embody that. I'm a woman of age. I don't lie about my age. It's a rebranding thing for me. When I did the song The Real Miss Parker, because I had did the song Breathless You Paid, that was on the album I put out in 2018, where I had music on that album from 2004 all the way to 2014. I just decided to dump it all. You know how you do that photo dump? I did a music dump and just put everything out. And then it became a thing of rebranding to really figure out who I was vocally. And The Real Miss Parker was really that rebranding stage of this is who I am. I'm not trying to be no young artist out here acting like I'm younger than what I am. I am my age. I just look great. So it's that rebranding, you know, for me. And so I accept that I take it. I always tell them, I was like, shoot, you better hope you like me when you get to my age, boo. Because we're gonna keep it youthful. We're gonna keep it youthful.
That's it. Hey, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. We are present for that time. So, Ms. Parker, do you have any words of wisdom, any sign of advice? We'll leave you with the audience, and also go ahead and plug in all your social media platforms as well. And after that, pass it on to Nancy. She's gonna lead us out, and we'll be back here tomorrow night on our Wednesday night edition of the Walking This Way Impact Boys podcast. So, Ms. Parker, go ahead. Words of wisdom, sign of advice, plug in all your social media platforms as well.
Words of wisdom is always going to be my favorite one. Is you can do anything you want to, as long as you are working hard towards what you're trying to do. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do. And anything that you do that you love will never be work. On that note, I am Keisha Love, as they say, aka the Real Miss Parker. Real Miss Parker is out there on digital platforms that you can go and download on all streaming platforms. I just released my new single, which is called Not For Sale, that is also on all digital platforms that you can also download now as well. Be looking for content coming, because I'm going to Houston another week or so and record 4 more songs with my boy. So I'm about to start putting out content with these songs as of videos. That's what they're doing now. And you can find me on all social media platforms. If you want to find anything and everything about Keisha Love, the Real Miss Parker, it is the number 4, Keisha Love, KESHAYLOVE. Hit me up. Stay tuned of what's coming up.
And also, Ms. Parker, keep it a great work, which I know you are, constantly evolving, constantly growing, and constantly reaching for higher heights. So that's what it's all about. So we appreciate you again for taking time out your productive schedule. All right, pass it on to Nancy. Nancy, lead us out. You know the routine, and we'll be back here tomorrow night here on the Walking This Way Impact Boys podcast.
Amen. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, All Kingdom Chick Nancy C. Romans 10:9 says, if you confess with your mouth and believe with your heart that Jesus Christ is Lord, you shall be saved. So right now, just say, dear Lord Jesus, I admit that I'm a sinner. Please forgive me of all of my sins. I believe that you died on the cross and rose on the 3rd day. Today, I make you my Lord and my Savior. From this day forward, fill me with your Holy Spirit and lead me for the rest of my days. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.
And amen. And amen.
Amen.
Again, we appreciate everybody. I also appreciate everybody that's watching us and we live stream. And I also appreciate everybody that's been watching, well, going to watch us in the near future. I also appreciate everybody who watches on the Instagram side as well. Thank y'all for watching us on the IG live as well. Also, we go live every week on IG. Stay consistent. Stay consistent. Stay consistent. The more you stay consistent, doors will open up for you. Take it seriously. Do everything you do. Also, constantly growing and evolving because we constantly growing, constantly evolving. Don't get stagnant in where you at. Comes on, reach higher heights. So we about to lead this thing. So peace, everybody.
Peace.